Alright everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Jordan Report and I'm your host, Robert Jordan. Everyone please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Alright, we're going back out to California and we're going to talk about Maxine Waters. I was raised in Los Angeles, so I know who Maxine Waters is personally. And I can tell you that since her tenure as office, blacks in Los Angeles have gone straight down. Los Angeles County was 12% black when I was young. It's down to 9% and falling. At least 25% of the blacks in LA County have already left. That was last count. That was some years ago. But she has overseen the complete destruction of her people. And now they're sleeping all over the streets, sleeping and pooping all over the streets. But Maxine has spent the last 3 years fighting the president who hasn't done anything to us. And so here's the last of her rantings against her. And then I'm going to show you a clip of her back in 1998 when Bill Clinton was being impeached. Bill Clinton was her president at that time. And so it was a complete opposite, a complete 180-degree opposite of what she's saying now. But I'm just going to go through this really fast. It's not going to be a long video. I'll try and make these as short as possible. Democrat Representative Maxine Waters took her impeach Trump rhetoric to the next level on Tuesday morning and called for the president to be imprisoned and placed in solitary confinement. Maxine Waters is the chairwoman of the Financial Services Committee, and she is currently leading an investigation into Trump's finances. Now she's calling for Trump's First Amendment rights to be taken away and for him to be locked up like a violent criminal without even naming a crime. None of them have named a crime because there is no crime. Maxine Waters is dangerous. Yes, she is. She's dangerous to her own people. And she should be removed as chairman of Financial Services Committee. Maxine Waters, I'm calling on GOP to stop Trump's filthy talk of whistleblowing, being spies, and using mob language implying they should be killed. Impeachment is not good enough for Trump. He needs to be imprisoned and placed in solitary confinement. But for now, impeachment is the imperative. Maxine has never told us why she hates this man. Trump hasn't done anything to black people. He most certainly didn't destroy Los Angeles. So nobody knows, or at least I don't know, where all this hatred is coming from. But I'm sure we're going to find out soon. Maxine Waters has previously called for Trump to be impeached and imprisoned. However, this is the first time she has called for him to be put in solitary confinement. The deep state Democrat media complex is calling for Trump's impeachment, following a hit from a CIA spy trying to pass him off as a whistleblower. Okay, now I'm going to show you this quick clip of Maxine Waters. I don't want to spend too much time on this woman. I mean, this is probably one of the worst things that has happened to black people in Los Angeles, was allowing this woman to be in power. But this is her back in 1998.
Mr. Speaker and members, how must our American soldiers feel to have their commander-in-chief under attack while they are engaged in battle? They have the right to feel betrayed and undermined. Today, we are here in the People's House debating the partisan impeachment of the President of the United States of America, while the Commander-in-Chief is managing a crisis and asking world leaders for support. This is indeed a Republican coup d'etat. Mr. Speaker and members, Americans all, the Republicans will couch this extremist, radical anarchy in pious language, which distorts the Constitution and the rule of law. Bill and Hillary Clinton are the real targets, and the Republicans are the vehicles being used by the right-wing Christian coalition extremists to direct and control our culture. The rule of law has been violated in denying the president notice of charges, by the abuse of power in the collecting of so-called evidence, and the denial of the presumption of innocence. President Clinton is not guilty of the trumped-up charges presented in these 4 articles of impeachment. Yes, Bill Clinton is guilty of certain indiscretions in his private life. However, he did not commit high crimes and misdemeanors. Rather, the president is guilty of being a populist leader who opened up government and access to the poor, to minorities, to women, and to the working class. President Clinton is guilty of not being owned by the good old Southern boys or the good old Eastern establishment. President Clinton is guilty of being smart enough to outmaneuver the Republicans in the budget negotiations, electoral politics, and the development and implementation of the people's agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, I am an African American woman. I'm accustomed to having to fight and struggle for fairness and justice. Ken Starr, I know and recognize abuse of power when I see it. You are guilty. However, I am greatly disappointed in the raw, unmasked, unbridled hatred and meanness that drives this impeachment coup d'etat, the unapologetic disregard for the voice of the people. My Republican friends, what you do here today will long be remembered and recorded in history as one of the most despicable actions ever taken by the Congress of the United States of America. I dare the Republicans of this House to allow themselves to move just 1 inch and give me and my colleagues the opportunity to vote for an alternative. I dare you to be fair. I dare you to allow us to vote for censure. I yield back the balance of my time.
All right. That was Maxine back in 1998. Back in 1998. Okay? And since then, as I've said, her community has been completely destroyed. Trump didn't destroy South Central LA. You're responsible for South Central LA, Maxine. If anybody belongs in solitary confinement, it's you.